is Saturday, December 23rd, 2023. I'm Chris Raymond. Welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Saturday crossword, which means we're going to be solving a themeless puzzle that may well be the most difficult of the week. We'll just have to find out. I'm solving this late at night because the puzzles do release late at night before their official date of publication, so hopefully my sleepy brain will be able to get through this potentially tricky themeless crossword. Let's find out. And this potentially tricky themeless edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Kathleen Quinn, Quotidiophile, Overfull Hitbox, and as always, the Indomitable Showmaster and the Incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the five of them. They're, of course, benefactors of the Patreon campaign, which means they support this channel and keep it going. Thank you so much to them, as well as thank you to everybody who's a patron of the Patreon campaign. And if you'd like to support the channel in that manner yourself, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve, where you can find all of the bonus videos available to patrons. That includes the most recent mini puzzle pseudo speed solve, which should already be up there by the time this video has been posted. So do enjoy that if you're a patron. And thank you to everybody who is. There's also the official mug for benefactors up there. There's also the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which you can join via a description field link. It's a nice, friendly chat community. And if you'd like to support the channel in another way, there's the ability to subscribe on YouTube and like the videos, comment on them. All of those things are helpful, so thanks if you've done any of those. All right, now let's get on to the crossword itself. This is a Saturday themeless edition by Will Nediger, who's constructed, I think, around 50 puzzles or so for the New York Times, so quite an experienced constructor. Let's see what he has in store for us. Let's start solving. Oh, wow, this is an extremely open grid. It's a very airy grid. Lots of white cells here to play with. And so look at this. Yes, we have six full grid-spanning answers. I find that very impressive. Let's see if I can figure any of them out. So modern-day scrapbooks of a sort. I don't know. Modern day, it'll probably be something internet-based, but I'm not sure. Common cybersecurity measure. Antivirus software? No, I don't know. Junk filter? I honestly don't know. Successfully strike a delicate balance. I'm going to need some crosses for these long sort of marquee answers. Place to let sleeping dogs lie. A pet bed? Home of the Kingdom of Dahomey today. Oh, that's Dahomey. What would that be? That's an former African, former name of an African country. Is it Benin? That's what I want to guess here. That would actually work with pet bed. This former French colony. Let's see. Blank Morgenstern, author of The Night Circus. Oh, I've read The Night Circus. Who was this? I don't know. Aaron, maybe, with an E? I've definitely read this book. Am I thinking of the right book? I think it's set in San Francisco, in Buena Vista Park, perhaps? Am I thinking of the right book? I don't know. It's sort of set, it's, as I recall, it's sort of draws from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream in Buena Vista Park, which is very close to where I lived for I lived for quite a long time in San Francisco, but for about 4 years maybe, I lived right near where this was set. I hope I'm remembering the right book. Anyway, sorry, this is a bit of a digression, but I'm fairly certain I know this book, and in fact, it was set very near where I once lived. Anyway, organization that employs Hank on Breaking Bad. Hank was the DEA agent, the Drug Enforcement Agency agent on Breaking Bad, I'm pretty sure. Arrival announcement. I'm here. If you've arrived somewhere. I think this is Aaron Moore. I hope. I'm really worried I'm mixing up this book and author with something different. I hope I'm not. Apologies if so, because if I am mixing it up, that was quite a long digression that was completely worthless and inaccurate. Anyway, literary domain of Peter the Magnificent and Susan the Gentle. I don't recognize either of these, but based on the NIA, I assume it's Narnia. I've not read, unlike I think the Night Circus, I've not read the Narnia novels. But I think this is probably right. Marketing link could be, oh, a marketing link up, a sort of two different pieces of media connected in a marketing collaboration, a tie-in. Okay. So blank vital, life force from the French. Life force. Something vital. Elan vital, maybe? I don't think I know this phrase. Successfully strike a delicate balance. Oh, thread the needle? Yeah, I think that's probably right. Oh, and this looks like email. Maybe it is Elan. Maybe it is Elan Vital. So common cybersecurity measure: email filter, email scanning, email junk. I don't know what this is. Sorry. Fire engine. Oh, fire engine red. There you go. Sort of a bright cherry red associated with fire engines. Okay. So modern day scrap. Oh, Pinterest. I've never actually used. I don't think I have a Pinterest account. I've never actually used it, but I know that Pinterest, you use it to. It's sort of like a mood board. You sort of collect images and things. Pinterest boards, are they called boards? I don't know. I'm not sure. It might be. That would fit. It probably ends with an S though because it's plural. Athletic items never purchased individually. Shoes or never purchased individually. Some kind of shoes or socks or knee pads or something that would come in pairs. I'm not sure. Okay, let's keep going through the crosses here. Hearing monitor for short. EKG? I don't think that's right. That wouldn't be a hearing monitor. Rhyming arrangements, e.g. rhyming arrangements. I mean, I want this to be a C just because I can't think of very many other letters that would go between an S and an H, but I don't know if that's right. Comic Noah, who wrote the autobiographical Born a Crime. Right, that's Trevor Noah, right, who's the host of The Daily Show, I believe. Okay, what about this? Actress Amanda Bynes is an actress? There we go, that fits. Oh, this would be Pinterest boards then. Okay, I think that might be right. Many a tournament, an open tournament, open to any entrant, as opposed to an invitational or something, or I guess a league tournament. Here we have blank and ran, ate and ran, maybe? Is that sort of a dine and dash where you skip out without paying? I'm not sure. Good blank, good riddance, you might say. Glad to see the back of you. Like a dirge. Dolorous, maybe? Sort of sad? Like a dirge. I want this to be derived from dolor, the word, from, French or Spanish or any such Romance language. Let's see. Common cybersecurity measure. Email encryption. Oh, right. Okay. That isn't at all what I was thinking before, but I think it's probably right. So what was this? Hearing monitor for short. Oh, ENT, an ENT doctor, an ear, nose, and throat doctor could monitor your hearing. Okay, that makes sense. Rhyming arrangements, e.g. Oh, schemes, rhyme schemes, of course. You could have a poem in one of various rhyme schemes. Great. So then here we have even. Oh, okay, something's balanced, it's even. Great. Okay, these I all saw already. Like a proposal in Congress that has zero chance of passing, in brief. It's DOA, dead on arrival, maybe? And then athletic items never purchased individually. Oh, sneakers. Right, okay, it was shoes. I just didn't have the proper word. Sneakers, trainers, that kind of thing. Sign or signature. Not sure. What about this one? Heavyweight wrestler. Oh, sumos are certainly would be wrestlers, generally of a heavy weight. All right. Five-time Grammy-winning jazz I can't seem to read, sorry. I'm tired. Five-time Grammy-winning jazz pianist McCoy Tyner. McCoy Tyner is a very famous jazz pianist, so that'll be the answer. Something large, often stored upside down. Something large, often stored upside down. I'm not sure. Some kind of pitcher or something. You store it upside down so it doesn't collect dust. I'm not sure. Does or does, maybe. If they're deer, but that wouldn't have an S at the end of the plural. I'm not sure. See eye to eye. To concur with someone, to agree with them would be to see eye to eye. Auto parts brand owned by GMC, not the slightest clue. Party leader. MC is not long enough. It wouldn't be plural anyway. Oh, a hostess, maybe. Right, okay. Thinking of MCs and then saying, oh, well, it's not plural. That was actually very helpful in thinking this through because it ends with an S. So, but it's not a plural clue. It's a singular party leader. So it made me think, well, what could end with an S but not be plural? And then that's what led me to hostess. So that was actually a useful train of thought, even though my first leg of that sort of train of thought was incorrect. So like it is dolorous. Okay, so yeah, dolor would be sort of sadness, and a dirge might be played in sort of a requiem. It's in honor of someone who's died. So that would make sense. Sign or signature, mark. I'm not sure about that. Sorry, this looks like canoe. Oh, it is canoe. Something large, often stored upside down. Right. Okay, you could store a canoe upside down. That makes sense. That is generally how they're stored. Kind of ray, a manta ray, so a sea creature. So here we have sign or signature. Why is that mark? To mark something is to sign it, maybe? Your signature is your mark? Okay, right. Something distinctive to you. You make your mark, your signature. It's a distinctive kind of action or symbol or something. Yeah, okay. I guess I see how that works. All right, so if something goes for a certain amount, it costs that amount. There we go. Sandwich made with a Tolera roll. I don't think I know a Tolera roll. What about this one? Tangle in an office. I'm not sure. Loud bird sound. Honk, a goose could honk. Europe, Asia, and America. Lands? I mean, they're continents. Maybe lands? I'm not sure. Tangle in an office. Oh, cords. You could have a tangle of computer cords, for instance. Yeah, okay, so this could be lands, maybe. Maybe it is. Sandwich made with a Tolera roll. Why do I not see what this is? Oh, torta, a torta. There we go, a Mexican sandwich. Okay, great. Well, I haven't had a torta in a while. There is not. So my younger year, my adolescent years were in San Diego, which is like literally right across the border from Mexico. And I grew up with such great Mexican food. And then I lived most of my life in San Francisco, where there's still a fair amount of good Mexican food. It's not quite like San Diego, but there's plenty. Now I live in London and there's less. So I do miss it. I do miss having really just completely ubiquitous, authentic Mexican food. Anyway, capital on the Gulf of Finland. Capital on the Gulf of Finland. What would this be? One of the Baltic states, Estonia, Tallinn? Was that? No. Does it spell? No, I don't think that's right. Does it have a double L and a double N? Maybe. Maybe that is right. Well, I'm not sure that I'm right about this, but let's check the crosses. Europe, Asia, and America. I guess it's lands. Refuses to keep going. Balks? You sort of balk at a request. You refuse to keep going. Maybe Tallinn is right. For some reason, in my memory, it was spelled with a single L, but this must be it. Words sung on the same notes as twinkle in a different nursery rhyme. Baba Black Sheep, Have You Any Wool? That's the same melody. Maybe this isn't lands. Maybe it's band. Oh, those are bands. They are bands. I mean, yeah, I don't know these. I don't know any of these bands very well, but I know that they are names of bands of musical groups. Okay, I much prefer that to lands. Lands was so vague; it just didn't seem solid enough. But bands, that's a much more specific distinction of these three words. Okay, so this would be yeah, this is Ba Ba Black Sheep, Have You Any Wool? There we go, and that is the same rhyme as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay, great. So member of an elite force. Oh, a SEAL, a Navy SEAL in the U.S. military. Okay. Wood for smoking andouille sausage. Is it beech wood? I don't know what wood is specifically used to smoke andouille sausage, but starting with BE, I assume it's beech. Hissy, hissy. Not sure. Academic who works with many different schools, maybe. Interesting. Oh, a marine biologist works with many different schools of fish. Oh, great. It's so satisfying to get these long answers with only a few crosses. It just feels great. Sierra Nevada offering. Um, a, I mean, that's a brewery. It's a beer brewery. Let's see. Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm not sure. It could be that could be a misdirection of in some form. Mediocre at best. Mediocre at best. Okay, well, maybe I'm only just going to get that one long one for now. Hissy, a snit. Oh, you have a bit of a hissy, a bit of a snit, you're in a bit of a pet or a bad mood. Division of the Treasury Department, the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, which collects federal taxes in the United States. Black Ops, military, sort of secretive military operations. West Coast News initials, LAT, the Los Angeles Times, maybe? One whose distance may be measured by the yard. I'm not sure. Philosopher who is a major influence on Marx. My first thought was Engels, but that doesn't fit. And it'd be strange to say that he was an influence because they worked together. In 5 letters with a G in the middle, was Hegel an influence on Marx? I don't actually know, but it wouldn't be surprising at all. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. Let's look at the crosses and see if I can justify that. Handy trick. Handy trick. I don't have any guesses here, I'm sorry. Watercolor, clay, and others. Those are media. Those are, so plural of medium. I mean, watercolor or clay would be an art medium, but then the plural of that, because it says and others rather than or, plural would be media. So I think that's probably the answer, which is a point in favor of Hegel there. So let's see. One whose distance may be measured by the yard. I still haven't a clue about that. Branching out from the center, radial. So yeah, something that's radial comes out from the center in a sort of, circular expansion. Longtime police procedural that ended in 2023 informally. I've never seen this, but NCIS something? Do they do spin-offs? Maybe LA or New York or something? I don't know. I'm kind of taking a guess here. Some vaccine administrators, in brief. Administrators? Is that RNA? Is it messenger RNA? Not sure I understand what administrators specifically means here. What about this one? Handy trick. Maybe this is wrong. Oh, no, it's CSI, maybe? Some sort of CSI thing? CSI STL? CSI St. Louis? I have no clue. Expert with figures. Kind of running out of steam, aren't I? What about these long ones? We have many more crosses now. Sierra Nevada offering. Oh, American Pale Ale. Yes, that's right. Oh, I misspelled IRS. Yes, Sierra Nevada definitely does brew an American Pale Ale. I mean, I've had it many times. I don't think I've encountered it in the UK, but certainly living in the US, I encountered it. Mediocre at best. Less than stellar. There we go. You could say, oh, that was a less than stellar performance. It was mediocre at best. So then what's this one? Or one whose distance may be measured by the yard. Mole. Is that because a mole may be buried in your, would sort of burrow in your yard? Don't think I fully understand this punny clue. One whose distance may be, you might measure the distance that a mole is traveling or burrowing in your yard. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what the clue is saying. I don't think I quite get it, but I think it's probably the answer. What about this? Longtime police pursuit. Oh, maybe it is NCIS LA. That could be. And then some vaccine administrators, RNA, and then expert with figures. Handy trick. Maybe there's something wrong here. No, it's not RNA. It's RNs, registered nurses. They administer the vaccines. That makes much more sense. I just jumped straight to RNA because it's a concept that's so associated with vaccines, particularly in the last few years. I just didn't properly think about the clue. Okay, so there we go. RNs, and then an expert with figure skater. If you figure skating, and then handy trick is a hack. Oh, I see. In the sense of when people say, oh, it's a life hack, it's a handy trick that will help you do something more efficiently or intuitively or whatever. It's a hack. Okay, I see. Great. Okay, so I think we're almost done now. Molecule that can interfere in gene expression. I'm not sure about that one. But what about this? Not what you'd expect. Abnormal? There we go. It's abnormal because literally it isn't what you'd expect. Auto parts brand owned by GM. I'm still not sure about that. Special coffee shop offerings. Beans? Special coffee shop offerings. I don't know. Shiny button material. Oh, nacre would be a material out of which you could have buttons with that kind of natural sort of iridescence. So it's not really iridescence, but what would you call that? That particular kind of gleam you get from that sort of material. Anyway. The low price of only the low price of $5.50, only $5.50. Molecule that can interfere in gene expression. Maybe it is. Maybe this one's RNA. I don't know. Madiba for Nelson Mandela. Oh, that was a sort of familiar name that people referred to Nelson Mandela as. What would that be? Some sort of name. A loan name? I'm not sure. Let's see. This does look like RNA, doesn't it? So I got it in the grade, even though it wasn't where I thought it was before. States. Oh, it isn't RNA. No, it is. It is. This is declares. You state something. You declare it. That is the answer. Great. Okay, good. Got RNA in there. One of two Tudor kings. Well, Henry VIII famously was a Tudor king. So he'd be one of the two. Henry the VII, I guess, as well. Special coffee shop offerings. What is this? Oh, blends. You could have a blend of different beans. Okay, that's probably the answer. And then pina colada topper is... Why do I not see that? I don't know. What about this? Aligns. Oh, if you align with someone, you sync with them. You synchronize. And then command after an accidental deletion. Undo. I didn't mean to delete that. If one does something, one... Oh, no, it is doze. It is the deer. It's hinds. Hind, deer, doze. Okay, there we go. That's the answer. It's not a verb, it's a noun. So then pina colada topper, oh, it's a tilde. It's not, has nothing to do with the drink itself. It's just the diacritical mark on top of the N in pina. So, wow, that's a clever clue. So then we have an L there, and then auto parts brand. This doesn't mean anything to me, unfortunately. Yeah, I haven't a clue. So what about this? Madiba for Nelson Mandela. A clan name. Is that what it is? Is this AC Delco? It's not remotely familiar to me. Let's see. It was. Okay, so I've never heard of AC Delco, but there we go. We got it through the crosses entirely. That's fine. So really nice Saturday puzzle. I love these long marquee answers. We have 6 of them in this puzzle, which I think is incredibly impressive as a feat of setting to have these work seamlessly with perfectly reasonable down answers. And we didn't even seem to have much absurd kind of crossword fill where you just get these nonsensical words that only appear in crosswords because they're easy to spell or because they use very common letters. Yeah, really nice construction. It's a very elegant grid. I mean, there's so few sort of black cells to break things up. It's just really nicely constructed, really open, really airy, with some really nice fill. I enjoyed that quite a bit. That was the Saturday crossword. Did it work for you as it did for me? I don't know. Let me know in the Daily Solve Discord chat server or the comments below the video. Always curious to know how these struck people. In fact, I think I actually ended up having a sort of easier time with this than I did yesterday's Friday puzzle. I don't know. I don't remember what my time solving time was on that, but this one felt to me like I sort of flowed through it a bit better, even though I certainly had plenty of moments of resistance throughout. But there we go. Really nice Saturday Themeless. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday edition of the New York Times Crossword, so do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.